Puff, you guys only shot like 21% from deep. What was Bucknell doing that made it so hard to knock down threes?
I would just say they're packing the paint and they're really just daring us to shoot. And it's a game that we got to come out ready and knock down shots just because that's what they're giving us. That was their defensive look. They're collapsing all five at the hoop, especially when we drove. So uh, you just gotta make shots. It's a make or miss game.
You mentioned coming out ready, Puff. Do you feel like you guys came out ready for this game?
Not what we should have. Not what we should have. I mean, if you look at the final score, that means we didn't do enough. So that means we didn't come out ready. I mean, if final score would have been different and we would have won, then I'd say we would have come out ready. But it all depends on the final score, and we didn't come out ready.
Puff, you guys, or Bucknell shot 69% from the field in the second half. Do you think it was more of a defensive struggle for you guys, or do you think they were just red hot?
They're making tough shots. They're making good shots. They're a well-coached team with good talent and with shot makers and guys that will knock down shots, and that's what they did in the second half, and that's what we didn't, and that was basically the story of the second half.
Mike talked this week about how one loss against Texas A&M kind of carried over. He felt like it carried over into Game 2 and Game 3. What happened from that loss? Do you guys agree with that as players?
Yeah. I've been on my fair share of losing streaks, and it's not fun. And I mean, losing can become a habit, and that's one that we don't want to have happen. And just like how winning can become a habit, but we just can't let things pile on top of losses. That's just not. We gotta just break out of that and just come together as a team.
If I could follow up on that, Puff, what did you think of the team's energy in this game? Because a lot of times when teams struggle defensively, the energy's just not there, and I wonder what your take is on that.
Yeah, you're right. It wasn't there, and you can tell that it wasn't there, and that falls on my shoulders as a leader and as a captain and as a senior in this team. I gotta make sure that we're all engaged and all ready to go, and that's unacceptable, especially knowing that what happened in these last 3 games. Coming out for a 4th game, that's unacceptable, and that falls all on me.
Puff, I think this is the 4th game in a row where the opponent shot at least 50%. I mean, defensively, what have been, do you think, the issues for you guys that are allowing these types of numbers?
We just have to, honestly, it just comes down to taking personal pride in winning your one-on-one matchup. I mean, the coaches can preach all they want. They can give us a scouting report. They can tell us what to do, but if we're not executing and if we're not doing what we need to do on the court, I mean, what they're saying is, it's not going to work unless we make it work. So that just falls on our shoulders, and like I said, me being a senior, that falls mostly on my shoulders.
Buff, you dropped your 4th straight game. You got a tough Big Ten schedule coming up. What's the message to your team to kind of rally the troops and get back on track?
For sure. Not all hope's lost, and you just got to understand that we have a Big Ten schedule coming up, and we have to fight and come out swinging every day. And losses like these they're not supposed to happen, but it's a part of life, and it's just getting knocked down. You have to get back up, and you have to continually get back up, and it's just a thing that we just got to fight through as a team, and we just got to be ready to play at Maryland next week.